On October 2nd, as 3I/ATLAS swept past Mars, NASA's orbiter captured the clearest images ever of an interstellar object, then locked them away. Why? Reports suggest 3I/ATLAS shone brighter, bluer, and moved unlike any known comet, defying every model. Is NASA hiding evidence that challenges what we think we know about the cosmos, or just buying time? The silence is louder than ever. Let's dive right in. When NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter captured 3I/ATLAS near Mars, the agency's statement was brief: data under review. But that short phrase set off a storm. Because for a moment like this, silence isn't normal. Inside NASA, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter is a workhorse. It scans Martian dunes, dust storms, even tracks rovers. Every image is logged, processed, and made public within days. Yet this time something changed. The world's sharpest view of an interstellar object, locked away, unseen. That's where Avi Loeb stepped in. For years, he's been one of the few voices insisting that extraordinary events demand extraordinary transparency. When reports surfaced that HiRISE, NASA's high-resolution camera, had targeted 3I/ATLAS using a special imaging sequence not listed in public plans, Loeb called it what it was: a moment too important to bury under bureaucracy. He's not wrong. The European Space Agency's ExoMars orbiter captured its own low-res shots of 3I/ATLAS and released them almost immediately. What they showed shocked even seasoned astronomers. The object wasn't behaving like a typical comet. Its brightness surged unpredictably, almost tenfold, and its light shifted from pale white to an intense electric blue. That shade of blue matters. It's not the warm glow of dusty ice, but the harsh luminescence of ionized gas, molecules reacting violently, releasing energy far stronger than sunlight alone could trigger. At that distance from the sun, such activity shouldn't even be possible. Something was driving it, something we didn't expect. Then came the second anomaly. As scientists charted its path through the solar system, 3I/ATLAS began to drift off its predicted course, ever so slightly but consistently. The numbers didn't lie. It was accelerating. Not from gravity, not from solar radiation, but from something else. It's impossible to hear that and not think of Oumuamua, the first interstellar object ever found. That mysterious visitor had also shown strange acceleration. Loeb had once proposed that it could have been artificial, a claim many dismissed back then. But with 3I/ATLAS showing similar, yet stronger, anomalies, suddenly that old idea doesn't sound so far-fetched. Still, this isn't about proving aliens. It's about confronting what the data actually says. And the data is weird. Spectroscopy revealed something scientists didn't expect. Nickel-rich emissions, almost no iron. That's upside down compared to the natural composition of comets. In manufacturing, nickel-rich, iron-poor materials are common in engineered alloys, the kind we build when we want strength and resistance. Nature rarely works that way. Then another twist. A jet of gas shooting toward the sun instead of away from it. Every comet we've studied vents in the opposite direction because sunlight drives the gas outward. Yet this one was pushing back against the light. If that doesn't raise eyebrows, nothing will. By now, even the skeptics were whispering. Could it be controlled outgassing, a natural mechanism we just don't understand yet? Or could it be something more deliberate, some kind of structure responding to energy in ways we haven't seen before? As the questions piled up, NASA's silence began to sound louder than words. The agency's official statement stayed cautious, calling 3I/ATLAS a remarkable but natural comet. but the tone felt scripted, too neat for something this strange. Meanwhile, inside research communities, frustration started to grow. Multiple scientists quietly confirmed that NASA's high-rise images had been captured successfully. The files exist, compressed, stored, and flagged for transmission through the Deep Space Network. Yet none appeared in the public archive. One researcher at the University of Arizona, which manages high-rise operations, described the holdup as not standard. Another called it unheard of for a high-profile target. Normally, even a calibration image of a Martian dust storm gets published faster. So, what changed this time? Was it caution or concern? A Freedom of Information Act request soon followed. Avi Loeb and several colleagues demanded that NASA release every log, every pointing file, every frame. Their argument was simple. The images belong to humanity. The moment an interstellar visitor passes our doorstep, it's no longer just a mission. It's history. But days turned into weeks, and the silence deepened. Outside NASA, independent observatories started digging on their own. Teams from Chile and Italy reported strange flickers in the object's brightness, repeating every 7.2 hours, precise and rhythmic. For a comet, that's unusual. For a rotating structure, it's interesting. ESA's data hinted at something else, a second plume emerging perpendicular to the main jet. That means multiple ejection points, or multiple mechanisms at work. Yet again, no model explains why. The more pieces the world gathered, the more the missing NASA images felt like the key. If we could just see those high-res frames, maybe we'd understand why Atlas defied gravity, burned blue, and twisted light the way it did. But instead, the public heard nothing. Inside NASA, some say the data might have shown something visually confusing, perhaps geometric patterns caused by reflection, or imaging artifacts that could be misinterpreted. And in a world hungry for viral headlines, the agency might fear that any ambiguity could spiral into chaos. That logic makes sense, until you remember what science is built on: open data, not silence. As Loeb put it, when we choose secrecy, we choose ignorance. The tension grew even higher when private emails between planetary scientists leaked online. One message read simply, "We've been told to hold all analysis until clearance is given." No timeline. Another said, "It's like the data vanished into a black hole." Publicly, NASA maintains that everything is fine, that verification takes time, that protocols matter. But for those who've followed space missions for years, this one feels different. There's no excitement, no press conference, no technical summary. Just quiet. Meanwhile, 3I/ATLAS moves on. By now, it's drifting beyond Mars's orbit, growing dimmer, leaving behind more questions than answers. Every day that passes without those images, the chance to truly study it fades away. And that's the real tragedy here. It's not about proving aliens. It's about the lost opportunity to learn. Because whether 3I/ATLAS is a natural anomaly or something far stranger, it represents a chance to understand the universe in a way we've never been able to before. And that chance is slipping away. Not because the data doesn't exist, but because it's locked behind red tape. Maybe NASA's cautious because they've been burned before, by wild theories, by misinterpretations, by media frenzy. Or maybe the truth really does challenge what we think we know about space, and they're not ready to face the implications yet. Either way, one fact is undeniable. NASA's Mars orbiter captured the highest resolution images ever taken of an interstellar object, and the world hasn't seen them. That's not speculation. That's fact. And until those images surface, we're left with a strange kind of paradox. a mystery recorded in perfect detail, sitting in silence while humanity debates what it means. So the question becomes, what's really being protected here? The truth, or our comfort with not knowing it? Because if 3I/ATLAS is natural, transparency will prove it. And if it's not, then maybe that's exactly why we haven't seen it yet. Until NASA releases those images, the mystery of 3I/ATLAS will remain unanswered. Maybe it's just an unusual comet, or maybe it holds evidence that could redefine how we understand the universe. Either way, truth deserves transparency. Science only moves forward when information is shared, not hidden. What do you think? Is NASA protecting data or protecting the truth? Share your thoughts below. Hit like if you value honest science, and don't forget to subscribe to Galactic Breaking News. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next major discovery, because the next update on 3I/ATLAS could change everything we know about our place in the cosmos. For weeks, 3I/ATLAS showed no motion, no signal, complete silence. Scientists relaxed, thinking the mystery had ended. But then, right after its closest pass to the sun, the object suddenly changed course. The shift was small, yet stronger than any comet ever recorded at this distance. Was it outgassing, or evidence of control? NASA's own data can't fully explain it. Let's dive right in. For weeks, 3I/ATLAS drifted in total silence. No flashes, no radio signal, no sign of movement. It was as if the object had gone into hibernation. Astronomers relaxed. The headlines faded. What once looked like a possible interstellar visitor quietly became, once again, just another rock in space. And then, everything changed. The new data came in quietly, like a whisper before a storm. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory detected a tiny, almost imperceptible shift in 3I/ATLAS's course, just a few hundred kilometers off, a distance that sounds small, but in orbital dynamics it's enormous. It meant something had pushed the object, something that gravity alone couldn't explain. The first person to notice was Dr. Davide Foscia, a navigation engineer working with JPL. His calculations were precise, backed by deep mathematical modeling, yet the numbers refused to behave. The deviation he recorded was 10 to 100 times stronger than any natural comet acceleration ever seen at this distance from the sun. And that's when the questions began. At first, the change seemed impossible. During its closest pass to the sun, or perihelion, 3I/ATLAS had shown nothing unusual. No bright tail, no outgassing, no plume of material being ejected, all of which are standard for a comet under solar heating. It just stayed still, perfectly stable. That stillness was what made this new movement so baffling. If the object had been releasing gas all along, a gentle shift would have made sense. But for weeks, it remained motionless, and then suddenly moved. Scientists tried to make the numbers fit the standard model of cometary behavior, but they couldn't. The deviation was too sharp, the timing too strange. Dr. Avi Loeb of